Women Innovators. Interviews with women with big messages and big missions, sharing their stories to inspire you to live your passion and step up to make the world a better place. Here's your host, Tammy Patzer.
Hi, this is Tammy Patzer, and I'm really excited to introduce today's guest, Marcella Scherer. She is an expert in her industry with more than 30 years' experience transforming the lives of others from head to toe and inside and out. As a certified image consultant, she empowers women to unveil their true and authentic self, giving them the confidence to command the attention they deserve from any stage or to travel in style with ease wherever life may take them. Marcella has styled countless clients, including professional speakers, authors, leaders, national celebrities, and TV personalities to feel confident commanding the stage, boardroom, or TV interview with their presence. Alongside her image consulting business, Marcella's built and trained a team of, listen to this, more than 5,000 reps and touched thousands of clients during her 26 years with BeautiControl, a mobile spa, anti-aging, skincare, and cosmetic company. She understands women's needs for taking me time, feeling beautiful at all ages, and wanting to look and feel their best in a simplistic way. Marcella works her magic with clients one-on-one, in small groups, and in workshops to help women customers customize their look using color analysis, makeup and skincare, body profiling, personal shopping, and wardrobing services. She is a sought-after speaker and best-selling author, and her work has been featured on NBC News, Channel 12, ESPN, Kiplinger's Report, and the Palm Beach Post. Marcella is passionate about being in nature, skiing, yoga, dancing, and healthy, delicious eating. She lives to travel and explore new places all over the world with her husband, Mark, and they've been married for more than 24 years. Welcome, Marcella.
Well, thank you so much for that wonderful introduction, and it's an honor to be here. So thank you. I'm excited.
I'm really excited, too, and I'll tell you why. Because I was at a Women's Prosperity Network, a Business of Speaking event, and Marcella spoke about having an image and having a presence to speak from the stage. And the presentation, I learned so much that the next time people saw me, they said, Tammy, what have you done? And you know what I had done? I had taken Marcella's advice when I went shopping, and I picked out a few key pieces of clothing in my colors, and boom, I suddenly had a more professional, put-together look. So, Marcella, thank you so much for that.
Oh, I am so proud of you for taking the information and applying it. And then the best part is getting the compliments. Don't we love that? It's just, that's what it's all about, right? We show up in a new way.
The compliments are really nice because it tells you that when you learn something and you apply it, that people really do notice. And that's why I think it's important that we learn more about what you do. You are a certified image consultant. So tell me a little bit more about what you do and who you help.
Well, I am all about empowering women from the inside out, and I specifically love to work with entrepreneurs, speakers, coaches, authors, C-suite executives, because their image is really critical to their success. I find that, I have a 7-step system that I use, Upscale your image, and the number one thing is understand the magnitude of your platform. And whether you're up on a stage or not, you are really marketing yourself. So whether it be, as simple as wanting somebody to like you, or looking for the perfect mate, or aspiring to earn more money, to step into a higher, ranking job, or to close that $1 million deal, your image says a lot. And people, you've got nanoseconds to make that first impression. So if you're going to show up and you've got an important message, which I know you all do, then you want to be at your absolute best.
So you said nanosecond. So What is it when somebody meets you? What are some of the opinions that they form in that a couple seconds or 7 seconds?
Well, in the nanoseconds, they're going to decide whether they like you or not. Like, it happens so quickly. Or that, I shouldn't say that they like you, but literally if they're going to continue the conversation or if they even want to engage with you, okay? But within 7 seconds, those 11 opinions are like how successful you are, how educated you are, where your social status is, the obvious of, what your gender and that sort of thing is. But they really form a number of opinions. So when you think about, let's say, and we're all in sales, whether you like it or not or want to admit it, but we are always selling ourselves, whether it be an idea that you are presenting or, it could be like, hey, which movie are we going to go see? It could be as simple as that. But when you're talking about strangers, and let's say you're going to go to a networking event and you're looking for potential customers, or you're going into a bank to apply for a loan, or you're going in to close that multi-level, deal, then those opinions you want them to get past all that so that they really listen to what you have to say, because most of it is visual first, before it is actually what the words that you're saying or what they're hearing. So critical.
So nanoseconds is like they look at you and it's like, yes, I'll continue to check you out. And then within the next 7 seconds, that's when they go, okay, you're this, that, the other thing. I'm willing to give you more time or not. And then, of course, they look at how you present yourself. You talk about working with people from the inside out or the outside in. What exactly does that mean?
Good question. So I've studied fashion. I was a buyer in the fashion industry. I sold women's apparel to small mom and pop stores. The way we adorn ourselves, the way that we dress, is just an expression of who we really are. So we might as well show up in the best version of ourselves. And I don't know about you guys, but sometimes my clients are kind of unclear about, what their style is, or they lack confidence when it comes to pulling together outfits, or, they're going to get on the stage and they have this really important message to say, and they don't know, they just show up, instead of really thinking about that it matters, and it does. So we want to align who we authentically are from the inside out. I hope that makes sense. I've found, because I've done cosmetic makeovers for a really long time and been in the beauty industry, and I've found sometimes that just even a little bit of lipstick can make you feel much more confident. or, wearing a pretty blouse or whatever it might be. Or sometimes it's on the inside that we have to work on. So it's trying to align, the inner and the outer beauty so that it's authentic to who you are. Because when you show up authentically, then people really get you.
I really get that because, for example, color, for me, I really like, I guess you would call them the warm colors or hot colors. I like red, royal blue, purple, hot pink, magenta, those types of colors. And I know for a fact that I am not a gray person or a pale colored person or a beige because the way the colors make me feel. And I actually have a kind of a cute little story. Back in the day when I was married, my ex-mother-in-law gave me a gray coat. I wore the coat because it was warm, but I really didn't like it at all. And one day I forgot it at a Chinese restaurant. I never went back to claim it. So that is an example, but it kind of exactly what you have taught. What I learned from you, Marcella, was to, number one, choose colors that make you feel good and that you look good in. Can you talk a little bit more about that process that you go through with someone in determining their style? Because I'm the first to raise my hand to say that I don't really know if I have a style or how to incorporate it because, number one, I do live in Florida, so it's hot. So I look for cool, comfortable, yet professional looking, and I need to be able to wear it with comfortable shoes. So those are kind of my personal criteria. And so sometimes that doesn't match with the level of who I want to project. Because obviously I want to project that I am somebody who is professional and put together and intelligent and, a higher class person, and I want to elevate myself so that that's what people see. So what are some things that I could do to show that I am somebody they should pay more than 7 seconds to?
Oh, gosh, you've got some great things. And that's why I came up with the 7-step system of upscaling your image.
Uh-huh.
And the S stands for style and silhouette defined. Because when we know what our style is, just think about it. Like you were saying, you've got criteria. We all have criteria. And let me just sidebar on this is that you don't have to spend $1 million to look like $1 million. You know what I'm saying? I am the biggest clothes horse probably on the planet. I worked in wholesale, so I was able to get amazing things. So I always appreciate the value of, what you can get for the dollar. And when I first moved to South Florida, almost 30 years ago, and started my business, I had absolutely nothing. So I would go to Palm Beach to the consignment stores, and I would buy gently worn clothing that I could afford and that looked really great. So for those of you that may be starting, find that criteria, like Tammy had just said, as to, we have to think about the weather and who your audience is and what you're aspiring to do. And also you have to factor in what your budget is, because we'd all love to go to Neiman Marcus all the time, but maybe our pocketbooks aren't going to agree with that because we need to build a new website, whatever.
Right.
So back to your question around style and how to define it. I do this really fun workshop, and I it's called the $1 Million Style and Vision Board. It's sort of like making a Pinterest board for yourself. It's a vision of what you want to step into, and it's about aligning yourself with what really resonates with you. So you and I were talking earlier about how I think, what was the word you said? It was educational. What was the word that you described before we started?
Oh, academic.
Academic, yes.
My style is very academic.
Okay, academic. So we can kind of soften that word with, classic, tailored. You can think of like Jackie O or any of the Barbara Bush or any of our presidents, Michelle Obama, they all have that real tailored kind of timeless classic look about them. And
I like that.
Yeah, so see, look, you fit right into the first ladies. But then there's some that, maybe, like I've been giving the example that for this season, we're seeing a lot of flowers and floral prints and more flowy fabrics, which would be more of a romantic, style. But if you've ever noticed, if you have items in your closet that maybe still have the tags on them, or maybe you've never worn them before, chances are pretty good either A, the color's not right, B, the style is really not you, like, for example, that flower printed blouse that's hiding in the back of the closet, or it just doesn't fit you well. So go look in the back of your closet and those things, and you can kind of identify what is not right for you, and then you could probably see a theme of what is. Actually, you know what? I have a free online quiz. It's styleandcolorprofile.com. So it's actually related to the cosmetics, and because you can play this into your hairstyle, you can play it into your makeup style. So, for example, if you're more of a natural fashion personality, like maybe a Jennifer Aniston, very wholesome, or Cheryl Tiegs, they don't wear a ton of makeup. They look for simplicity in their routine and how they put themselves together. You're going to play that into all aspects. You're going to need a hairdo that is easy to take care of, that you can kind of wash and go, or makeup that's very simple, or clothes that are easy and comfortable. So that's what I do, is I have a questionnaire. That's a simple shortcut if you want to go take that for fun. But I have a process when I work with my clients one-on-one that we really help to develop what their unique style is, and then that way we can start shopping or integrating things that they already have in their closet with new things to keep it current, updated, and that feels good, to them.
Wow, I went and checked out some of the things that you can learn at your style and color profile. Here's one I love. If I wanted to look 10 pounds thinner instantly, or the art of proportions, and I take it that's my body proportions, and I love this, highlight your features and hide your perceived flaws. All of those things are very interesting to me because, again, back to the image that we want to project. So just give me a little teaser here. What are some things I could do to look 10 pounds thinner?
Well, good question. So one of the one of the easiest things is to wear maybe a neckline that is not so, for example, if you had a turtleneck as opposed to a V-neck, blouse, it's going to elongate your, and again, it depends on what your facial shape is and your,
yes,
physique, but definitely wearing more of an open, neckline is definitely one. Wearing color from head to toe, it doesn't necessarily have to be black, and I will tell you that's a fallacy that black will automatically make you look slimmer. It could make you look older because not everyone looks good in black. Believe that or not, but it's true. It can make you look like you have dark circles and shadows on your face when really a lot of people think that it does make you look slimmer. So beware. So head to toe color, wearing the same shoes, pants, top, or skirt from head to toe is definitely a great one. You can also use accessories to elongate your look, whether it be a long oblong scarf or even a necklace that draws your eye up. So it depends a lot on your body shape. Some of us can wear belts and some do not. So a belt can cut you in half in some cases. So keeping it simple, doing the monochromatic is excellent, and then drawing your eye up to your face are just a few.
So monochromatic, is that black and white, or is that any type of two tones?
That would be.
Am I misinterpreting?
Actually, it's one color from head to toe.
Oh, okay. Mono meaning one. Okay,
yeah,
so people, like, I have it, and I actually don't do it like I used. I used to wear black all the time, solid black. Now it's mainly just the black pants, and then I wear a color, a colored top, and then a solid jacket or a blazer. And of course, the reason I like that is I also watch the style of my blouses because I don't like my arms to show. So I found that there are certain cuts of clothing that do have sleeves but actually give you a shape. And I'm heavier, but I also found that wearing clothes that actually fit me make me look better than if I wear baggy clothes.
Oh, absolutely. Yes, I have an amazing tool I use for my clients that is literally based on your bone structure. It's not based on, your size. It's based on proportions. So it really is one of my secret weapons.
Well, that's a good secret weapon, because that's the thing that I think most of us don't realize is that there are people who have what I call the eye, and it comes natural to you to look at someone and say, this type of fabric, these colors, these shapes go with your bone structure, your hairstyle, how tall you are, because most of us, it's just like anything. If you're not educated in it, you really don't know. And so many people try to buy the things that are in fashion, but they really don't work on someone who, maybe something that looks great on a size 00 isn't going to look good on a size 12 or 14 average woman. And so that's always interesting. You said something that I thought was interesting. You talked about the colors, and then the fact that you could alter your clothes. Do most people, when they go to buy clothing, do they even think about that? So if I were to, sometimes I'll go to Dillard's, and like they have on January 1st of every year, they have this big super sale where, it's like 50% off of 50% off, and it's a really good sale. And often they'll have these really beautiful clothing, dresses, or pants. What can you get altered? I guess that's really my question. It's like, when you go to the store, if you, let's say, find a jacket that just hangs like a bag, how could you get that altered? How do you know if a piece of clothing is something that could be altered, or if it's worth being altered?
Yes, I think that's more. Everything can be altered, but whether it's worth it or not, that's the essential questions. So recently, I think you mentioned it, I purchased a beautiful designer, a couple $1,000 dress, more than that actually, and it was on crazy, crazy sale. And it totally did not fit me on the bottom. I'm almost like an upside down triangle body shape, and it had for well-endowed curves, but the top fit me fine. So I based my decision on, 1, the quality of what it was, 2, the color, 3, that the majority of it fit me well, but it just needs some slight, modifications. And because I kind of have a feel of what it costs to alter it, I was able to factor that cost into the price of the dress, and knowing that for just a little bit more money, I was going to be able to have a timeless, classic item that I could have in my wardrobe for a long time. So that's where you want to ask yourself. As a matter of fact, you guys can go to my website, and on there I have the 10 questions to ask yourself while shopping, and that's definitely something to factor in when you're purchasing anything new. So when you try it on, you can ask yourself those 10 questions and definitely think about, does this need to be altered, and would it be worth the extra money to spend on it, to do it.
Great. It's so funny because I am at your website, and it's Marcella Scherer, and Scherer is spelled SCHERER.com. So it's Marcella, MarcellaScherer.com. But Marcella, you have a sense of humor that actually comes out on your website, even though, you're an image consultant, an upscale image consultant. But I love, there's a photo on our website, and it says free guide, 10 questions to ask yourself while shopping. And then there's a T-shirt that says, I have nothing to wear, and there's a pile of clothes. And I know that this is a true statement. I'm one of those people, because actually the other day I opened up my closet, and there's all these clothes hanging in there. And I looked at them, I go, when did I buy that? Why did I buy that? And that is icky and not my color, and I should just, put it in a plastic bag and haul it to the Goodwill or something, because it will hang there for years and years. And it is funny when you find the clothes with the price tag that, you bought it maybe, and I do have things like this, 10 years ago, and it's never been worn. And then I have other clothes that the poor things are worn out because I wear them all the time, because they become my go-to. So I love that. But definitely get that free guide. And another thing that you have on your website that I just think is really cool, and I love this, because sometimes you go to websites and they're not usable in terms of, they're more like just a brochure. But your website, every single blog post is functional and actionable and usable information. Like, you have the 5 top mistakes people make when they're coordinating their outfits and how to avoid them. Everybody needs that. The 5 core pieces of clothing you need in your closet, how to declutter your wardrobe. I like this one, why organizing your closet by category is crucial for your speaking success. And I definitely want you to answer this a little bit, because I know that a lot of the people listening to the show are either entrepreneurs, professional C-suite executives, or speakers, or people whose primary goal is to speak either online or normally on the stage. So can you give us just a few little tips about this closet organization by category? What are the categories?
Well, and to me, it's and it may be obvious for some people, but think about this. Have you ever gotten a last-minute invitation to speak, whether it be, online or
Yes.
go to a networking event, right?
Yes, I actually have.
Right. And we want to be
show up at 3 o'clock.
Yes. So that's my second step in the upscale. Prepare for performance on and off the stage, because you never know when you're going to have this awesome opportunity to show up and show up well, so that people know, like, and trust you, so that they want to either book you, buy from you, love you, whatever it is. So your closet has to be prepared. And so if you think about it, when you walk into your closet, is it overwhelming? Is it easy for you to get dressed? Can you get dressed in 3 to 5 minutes if you got that call and put something together super quick and get out the door? Because I know that you're going to really be thinking more about what the heck am I going to talk about, or, do I have everything, my PowerPoint ready? Do I have, whatever it is that you are going to deliver in your speech? You're not really wanting to have to worry about what you're going to wear. It takes away from it if that's one more thing you have to be stressed out about. So by having your closet organized and having it done, put into categories, literally you can step in there and you should be able to pull a couple different things out and put it together and show up in a confident way, So, and if you don't, then I have a virtual wardrobe app that I use with my preferred clients that is sort of like a personal Pinterest that has outfits coordinated for you, so you can reference them on your phone. So
they're your clothes.
Yes.
Oh my goodness, how cool is that? So
yes, it's amazing.
So far you've given us two. So I want to ask you briefly the other parts of your STEP program, because I do know that if they go to your website, like I said, your website has more real, usable information than I've seen. And I've looked at a lot of websites because I actually used to make websites for people. And I actually love the fact that every single post is got real meaty, juicy information that somebody can go to your website and get. Like if they had a speaking engagement, like if it was 9 o'clock in the morning and they had to go somewhere, at 7, they could actually go to your website and get enough information to put a plan together and show up better than they could have without you, just from your website. So just think if they actually got to talk to you. Oh my goodness.
Oh gosh, well thank you, Tammy, because I'm sure anybody that has a website know it's an ongoing process and it never seems like it's good enough for you. You know what I'm saying? So I'm glad that you see a lot of value and that there's some good content there.
Yeah,
so that's the whole idea.
Really good content.
Awesome.
And I like I said, I've seen a lot of websites, and you provide great added value. So it's like, I bet if I were to look at your website stats, I go, man, people hang out there a long time, because there's so much good information. So what would step number 3 be?
So number 3 is the S, and that's style and silhouette defined. We talked a little bit about that. Mm-hmm. And then, do you want me to go through the rest of the
Yeah, I would.
Okay. So number 4 is choose your colors. And I'm a huge advocate about color. We talked a little bit about it, but knowing what your best wardrobe, hair, and makeup colors are is really a game changer. And no matter what your age, or even if you've had it done before, it's always a good time to revisit it. So if you had it done many years ago, revisit it, because what I find is that it serves as a filter. So if any of you all like to go to the sale rack, whether it be something like TJ Maxx or, Nordstrom's rack or wherever, you've already eliminated half of the clothes by knowing what your best colors are. So that's one. Number two is that it will make you look younger. You'll have a glow. Like you were already sharing the compliments that you got just by making that one little shift. But the other thing is that it helps you, we talked about organizing your closet, not only by the categories, but by color. So you can think of a rainbow, that if you really stick with colors that are in your season, then everything starts to mix and match together. So for example, let's just use real easy neutrals, if you have, black, black items, black shoes, black handbag, black jacket or pants, whatever, you've got to have those other items that will make it work. If you have brown or cream or camel, now you've got to have beige or tan or, different accessories. So if really, truly only one is better than the other, why not stick with the one? And then you just saved yourself so much time, money, and effort with this whole other category that really doesn't serve you, So it's going to save you time. It's going to save you money. You're going to look younger. You're going to love shopping a lot more because you've got a plan to get in there. So that's number 4 is the choose your color. So I do that through professional color analysis where we take fabric drapes and I actually do a professional makeover. I have you bring your makeup kit so we can go through, because not all browns or natural makeup is created equal. We have to sift through those and pull the things that make you look young and healthy. So colors are big. Number 5 is attack the closet. And this is also, I have a whole 5-step system for attacking the closet, or actually, I'm sorry, a 7-step system to attack the closet. There's a famous book, maybe some of you have read it. It's The Japanese Art of Tidying Up. She sold 6 million copies. It's a fabulous book. You should read it. But she talks about energetically how everything that we have, that we own, whether it be in your closet or a drawer or anywhere, when it takes up space, and unnecessary space, that means you don't have room to bring something else new into your life, whether it be new clothes or an item to a relationship, a new job. So if you think about that, if we have stale stuff hanging out in our closet, then that's not going to be good for anybody. So you want to get rid of what doesn't serve you, get rid of things that don't fit you, that don't make you feel beautiful, that don't bring you joy. Get rid of it, because when you do, you're going to feel amazing, and it's going to allow energetically for new things to come into your life. So that's a big thing.
That's really good advice.
Yeah, isn't that great? Yeah.
Yeah, the art of tidying up, and then from Marcella, apply it to your closet, to your clothes. And I think you're right, because, I mean, it always gets me, the fashion right now, I'm like, whoever wants to go back to the 70s? Why do they keep recycling the 70s? Because that was when I was a teenager. It didn't look good on me when I was 17. I'm pretty sure it's not going to look good on me now. So I just think that's so funny, because I do notice the recycling of fashion, and every now and then I'll find something like, I actually have a blouse I've had for 25 years, but it's a classic top, and it was a high quality top, and so it never faded. And it still looks good today, even though I've had it for 25 years and I've worn it over and over and over again. But I just think it's funny because it's just a real simple, classic top. But it was very high quality, so it didn't fade. But then there's other clothes, like the gauzy stuff, the stuff from the 70s. It's like I wouldn't buy it now, number one, because I think I'm too old. It's not my style anymore.
Right.
But if I did, it would end up hanging in the closet, taking up that unnecessary space. So,
Absolutely.
So you've gone through step 5. Are there 2 more?
Yeah, there's 2 more. So, I want to make one comment. Okay, if you have a blouse that's 25 years old, it may be time to revisit. But here's what I want to bring up, because there may be some listeners also that you have something that you absolutely love, and it's really hard to part with. Okay, maybe it's nostalgic. That's one thing. You can take a picture of it and you can still release it if you're good with that. But if there's something that really fits you well and it is classic, you can take it to a tailor and they can make it, like use that almost as a pattern.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, so because after that many washings and stuff like that, things are going to pill, or they're just not going to be the same, even no matter the quality. So anyway, I just wanted to add that in, because
it's probably stretched. It's probably stretched out, but I was just amazed at the color, because it is funny when you say things that are nostalgic. Because I'll tell you, when I first got it, it was obviously in the 90s. My daughter, it was the top, and then I wore it with a pair of blue pants. So I was that mono, the one color. And I remember my daughter saying to me, "Mom, you look like a big blue crayon." And so it does have a funny little thing. And I don't wear the blue pants, obviously. Those are long gone, but the top is still around. But I just think that's funny. So what was number 6?
Okay, so number 6 is learn to shop and love it. I would say the majority of my clients do not like to shop.
Yeah, I don't.
So, or I have actually a new client who loves to shop, but she has this habit of buying stuff because it's a really awesome deal. Which I know all of us love to do that. There's like, I can't not buy this because it's such a great price or whatever. But a lot of it, in her case, ends up staying in the closet with the tags on. So that, no matter what the price is, if you're not going to wear it, then it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? So, so you want to learn how to shop. So I already gave you a tip around knowing what your best colors are, because now you've filtered through half the sales rack, because most of those things aren't going to look good on you. But you also want to know. I have a strategy that I work with my clients where we go into their closet and we pull out those key components that do work, and then we make a shopping list so that when you go to the store, instead of just as a whim, oh, this is cool, I'm going to buy it, you can really be more strategic in adding things to your closet that literally will work for you. So back to the when you get the call at the last minute to go do a speaking gig, now instead of just having a bunch of stuff in there that maybe looks good or not, it doesn't necessarily go together, it's going to take you a lot longer to fill in those pieces. But when you have a shopping list and you're strategic, then you're going to love shopping, because you've got a plan and it's going to work and you're going to get the results that you want, right?
Mm-hmm. That's really cool. Because it's funny, because I'm listening to you, and like I said, I watched your presentation, and then the next time I went shopping, I actually used the color, that suggestion, know what your colors are, and I was able to eliminate. And it's funny, because these tips that you provide, once you actually understand them and know them, they become part of you. So when you do go shopping, you're absolutely right. The other day, they had some clothes marked way, way, way down, like a couple dollars. And it was like, oh my God, this is such a good deal. But it was like, I did exactly what you said. I said, well, number one, is it my color? Yes or no? No. So would you ever wear it? No. So I walked away because I applied what I learned in that one simple presentation that you did. So all I can tell you about your speaking engagements is obviously they must be extremely powerful, because I'm still, this was in about 3 months ago or 4 months ago that I witnessed this, and here I am applying these simple rules, buying only colors that work for me and saving money, because I'm not buying things that I would never buy I wouldn't wear just because they're on sale. And exactly. I'm guilty. I am one of those. To me, it's not a sale until it's like 75% off. so I am very guilty.
Yes, all of us appreciate a deal. But if you think about it's like if you would make an investment, you think about the return on your investment, right? So you think about your clothes the same way is think about shoes. You may have some shoes that you wear like every day or every other day. And then there may be these special shoes that you only wear on rare occasions. Well, you have to think about, how much money, it's like getting a great haircut. It's the same concept. Why wouldn't you spend, have a really awesome haircut or buy an incredible pair of shoes, no matter whatever the cost is? If you're going to wear them all the time, it's going to be a better return on your investment. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
So you can invest accordingly. That's why I was telling you about that designer dress that I bought.
Yes.
I knew it was going to be a classic piece, and it was an investment, but I knew it was going to be totally worth it.
Yes.
So.
Well, I think that is important, especially because if you want to be successful, and on your website you basically look like $1 million to make $1 million. So in other words, if you want to make money, you have to look like money. You have to look like somebody who's at a higher level. And even if you're just starting out, you still have to project that image of success so that you can become successful. And I think, in everything you've been talking about, you're really saying, it isn't difficult to spend wisely and to choose wisely and to make that investment in not only your clothing, but really your clothing, your makeup, your hair, your image is an investment in you. And who better, what better thing to invest in than your self-image, so that you can become that successful person who you want to be. And when you look at, you become it. It's
so true.
So
yeah,
that's phenomenal.
Yeah, when we upscale our image, we upscale our lives, and we upscale, the money that we, attract. So, you have to look the part. You have to be the part. It's not it's not a facade, but, you really want, it's about you becoming and being,
Yes.
that person. So, you're going to do, like, if you think about it, if you're going to make investments, to expand your portfolio, and you're meeting with a financial advisor, well, if they look like, they've got scuffs on their shoes, maybe they don't have a nice manicure, or their hair is unkept, or they look in some way not all put together, then you're going to make those assumptions like, well, is this person detail-oriented? Are they going to do a good job, managing my money? And, they start to think about these little things, because the way that you show up in one area of your life is how you show up in all areas of your life. So, just
Yep.
saying.
No, I really do, because the more you talk, the more I really realize how important it really is to, to just start to pay attention. And I'm guilty of sometimes not, even looking in the mirror, enough, I'll look at, get the makeup on, comb my hair, but it's like just simple things like before you get on stage, you would want to look at yourself to make sure that everything's together and you don't have any wardrobe malfunctions, and that you have lipstick on, and just simple little things. So what is number 7? I think you told me all of them except for number 7.
Yes, number 7 is evaluate quarterly. So we talked about being prepared for performance on and off the stage, right? And so this is where, I can use some of my clients as an example. And Nancy Matthews, one of the founders of Women's Prosperity Network, is one of my clients. I style her for her big unconference event once a year. And I remember the first year that she hired me, she wanted to get together like 2 weeks before the event to go shopping because she was super busy planning. It's a big deal. This is a 5-day event that she does. So I was like, that is so not going to work. We have to plan ahead of time because there's nothing. I mean, think about this. I'm sure you all have, maybe you had an important event that you were going to speak at, or maybe you had a wedding or bar mitzvah or something that you were going to, and what do? You wait to the last minute, and then you go out and you're searching for that perfect thing, and you can't find it, and you're really stressed out, so you just either just suck it up and you just pay a lot of money to buy something that maybe isn't that great, but you have to have it, because you don't have anything to wear. So I always say plan ahead. It takes time to look good. We have to take care of ourselves. It's, part of being organized. You have to plan ahead. Same thing in your business. It's not like your website's going to all of a sudden be up and running. You have to think through and plan out and see what you have, what part of that. Know what events you have. If you're going on a trip, what kind of things are you going to need to pack? Have you gained or lost weight? A lot of my clients have multiple sizes in their wardrobe, and that's just part of being female. So we need to think about all those things when we start, putting together our plan or thinking about shopping or whatever. Do we have what we need to be able to function in our life, to make our life easy and be able to dress with ease and confidence, to show up in the best version of ourselves? So that's what that evaluate quarterly is really all about.
Well, I know that's a fact because I know that there have been times when, how people will lose weight for some special event. And then, they're like up to the last minute, that last few pounds. And then, of course, they don't have anything to wear because they didn't start figuring that out until the last minute. So tell me a little bit more. We've talked about it a couple times throughout the conversation where people can find out more about you and what you're doing. So tell me again where people can make contact with you. And also, you have some big events coming up, and this will actually air probably right around the time of these big events. So go ahead and tell me again where we can find out more about you and your website again. But tell us more about these events you're doing because those are pretty fascinating, what you're doing in these live events.
Oh, sure. Well, I think it's easy. And you mentioned before, my website is my name, www.marcellascherer.com, and that's MarcellaScherer. And I've got some free gifts on there. I mentioned a few ways that you can get some great insight around style and color, or the 10 questions to ask yourself while shopping. So go check that out. You can also email me at marcella@marcellascherer.com. So if you want some more information, or to find out a little bit more about, how I work with my clients, or, whatever I can do to serve you, or if you'd like me to come speak or do something else, then reach out. And then as far as my events go, I'm very excited. I'll be speaking on April the 19th. That's a Wednesday at the Palm Beach Outlet Mall. The Women's Symposium of the Palm Beaches is hosting a really fun event, and I will be on a panel with other experts, and we'll be doing a fashion show around, it's targeted for professionals, and it's around first impressions. So what a better way than to get inspired with some new spring fashions, and also learn some tips and tricks about making the best first impression, and have some fun. So that's the first one. You can, let's see, how do you find out? You can also go to my fan page on Facebook, and I've posted the information about the events there. That's facebook.com/Marcella Scherer. So check that out. And then the next event I have is the $1 Million Style and Vision Board event, which I mentioned earlier. That's on Thursday, April the 27th in Jupiter, Florida, which is in the Palm Beach area. And that will be super fun. It's bring a friend. This is all about creating the vision of what else is possible for you, really identifying, what your style is. You're going to leave with a tool that will help you do a lot of the things that we've discussed here about stepping into your authentic style and confidence with ease. And also we're going to give some great tips on being healthy, because we want to feel good also. So I'm partnering with Dr. Sandra McLean, and she owns Healthier You. So we've got all kinds of great things in store. And I'll also be doing a live makeover there, so to give you tips and tricks on how to update yourself instantly for the season and look your best. So we're going to have a lot of fun.
I'll say,
so hopefully, yeah.
That just sounds wonderful. I love that, the concept of the vision board and style, because a lot of times, people have heard about vision boards, but they don't quite understand how it could work. So that's a perfect opportunity to learn how to use your vision board, and then actually use it for style and health at the same time, because obviously when you're healthier and you're looking good, and you want, your clothes can reflect all kinds of things. I'll never forget, there's some movie on Lifetime or Hallmark where this woman helped this guy with his look, and it just, he went from being this dowdy accountant to a good-looking accountant, basically. And it was all based on his clothing and, simple, a hairstyle, his changing the frames of his glasses, and to his clothes. So that's another thing, men and women can benefit from the style or restyling and everything. So I always think that's very interesting about how just a little bit of education can really turn things around and help you find clothing, that looks good on you and fits you. And then all of those options, like the fact that if you find something you like that is worth altering, that you can actually, find a classic piece of clothing that can be part of your basic wardrobe so that you could literally go, can you be here to speak? And you can say, yes, here I am, because you're ready to go, because you've done this pre-work of organizing your closet, like with the tips that you gave and everything. So, Marcella, is there any one last thing before I let you go that you'd like to wrap us up with?
Well, there is one other thing. I know we live, especially here in South Florida, we live in a really relaxed kind of atmosphere. And, I was just out in LA, and it's a very relaxed vibe, So I don't want people's impression to be that you have to be, quote unquote, dressed up all the time. So when I say that you want to make that great first impression, you could be in your jeans and, or whatever, just be pulled together. You know what I'm saying? Like when I go to the gym, I don't put a whole bunch of makeup on or do any of that stuff. I just buy cute workout clothes that are nice and not shabby or falling apart. And, I might put a little bit of lipstick on or, try to at least comb my hair, you know what I'm saying? Because you truly never know who you're going to meet. And as who that one person could be for you. You guys have heard, the one philosophy from Nancy Matthews is that you just never know who that person could be or who they would lead to. So be prepared for performance on and off the stage. You never know, So don't mean you have to be a glamour puss, but it just does mean that you want to pay a little more attention. And the last thing I want to leave with you is that think of taking care of this area of your life is really like self-care. It's a respect for you as a person, as a human, as a soul, that you are taking care of yourself. And so when you neglect that, it might show up in other ways of your life. So love yourself, be true to yourself, be authentic, show up in confidence, and you are beautiful no matter what. So that's it.
That is great, great advice. And thank you so much, Marcella. I really, really appreciate you spending all this time with me, and thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for asking all these great questions and sharing your own insight and testimonies. I'm sure it's valuable for anybody listening or reading this.
Thank you. Everyone, this is Tammy Patzer. Go make it a beautiful day.
You've been listening to Women Innovators with Tammy Patzer. To learn more, please go to womeninnovatorsradio.com. And please do subscribe and share to spread the big messages and big missions to change the world.